Unity.
That's right, and we are your hosts. I'm Felice Robertson.
And I'm Travis Bruce.
And we are so happy to be hosting this evening. Thank you all for coming out. I remember, Travis, the last time I was here for Building Expo, I do believe I helped GBTI give a lucky winner a brand new car. And there's so much that you can gain from being at Building Expo. So we want to give you some of the benefits. Those of you watching us right now on Facebook, of course, those of you joining on television, please ensure that you come on out because there are many, many benefits to being here. Right, Travis?
Definitely. There's more than 500 companies participating in this year's Building Expo. We have international companies as well that is represented from the United States, Canada, India, China, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, and so much more. But you need to come out because this year it's looking at sustainability in housing and all the innovation that we are going to see transforming. Of course, it would be remiss of me to not mention all of this is being done in the 4th year anniversary of the Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali-led government. So let's give a round of applause for the PPPC government for all the work that has been facilitated over the 4 years.
And we are so pleased to welcome you. But of course, we must have the official welcome done by the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of the Central Housing and Planning Authority. Please put your hands together for Mr. Sherwin Greaves.
His Excellency President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, Her Excellency Arya Ali, Honorable Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell, Honorable Minister within the Ministry of Housing and Water, Ms. Susan Rodriguez, Prime Minister Brigadier Mark Phillips, members of the Cabinet, members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, sponsors, international and local exhibitors, attendees, good evening. It is with immense pride and pleasure that I welcome you to International Building Expo 2024. This year's theme, Building on the Foundation of Sustainability and Unity, captures the essence of our mission and the collective effort that drives us towards a future built on sustainable practices and cohesive growth. This evening, we stand on the cusp of a new era in construction and urban development. The importance of focusing on sustainable construction cannot be overstated. It is not just about building structures, it is about creating environments that nurtures communities, protects our planet, and ensure a prosperous future for generations to come. The Ministry of Housing and Water and the Central Housing and Planning Authority are committed to leading by example. Our flagship project, Silica City, embodies this commitment. Silica City is envisioned as a smart city, integrating advanced technologies and sustainable practices to create a model urban environment. Furthermore, we are revolutionizing our road construction with sustainable methods that reduce environmental impact and enhance durability. Our innovative techniques in housing, such as introduction of prefabricated homes made from recycled materials, exemplify our dedication to reducing waste and promoting eco-friendly solutions. These initiatives not only address current housing demands, but also ensure that we do responsible and sustainable development. We are delighted to have over 500 exhibitors, both local and international, to join us this year. Your support is invaluable and demonstrates a shared vision for a sustainable and united future. To the small businesses here today, your innovation and creative are the lifeblood of our industry, and we are excited to see the groundbreaking solutions you bring to the table. Our exhibitors representing the forefront of technological advancements bring new excitement and possibilities. The cutting-edge technologies and sustainable practices on display are a testament to human ingenuity and relentless pursuit of excellence. We eagerly anticipate the unveiling of these innovations and the positive impact they will have on our industry. As we embark on this journey together, let us remember that our efforts today will shape the world of tomorrow. By embracing sustainability and unity, we can build a future that is not only prosperous, but also resilient and inclusive. Once again, welcome to International Building Expo 2024. Let us build a better, more sustainable future together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Greaves, for such a powerful opening to the start of what is to come. I really appreciate you talking about the eco-solutions that this year's Building Expo will facilitate. It gives me pleasure at this time to introduce the chairman of the Private Sector Commission, Mr. Komal Singh, as he gives remarks.
Good evening, everyone. I stand on all protocol observed. It is my distinct honor to welcome you to the International Building Expo 2024. This event serves as a remarkable platform where innovation meets opportunity and where the collective vision of a progressive and sustainable Guyana is showcased to the world. I'm particularly thrilled to see so much diverse gathering of industry leaders, investors, stakeholders, who are all committed to shaping the future of this beautiful country of ours, Guyana. As we stand at the cusp of unprecedented growth, Guyana's economy continues to thrive, driven by significant advancement across multiple sectors. The real GDP growth has surged by an impressive 33%, with a non-oil GDP growth of 11.7%. This remarkable expansion is largely attributed to the dynamism of our oil and gas sector and our industry, which has catalyzed economic activity across various industries. Beyond oil, the construction, manufacturing, agriculture, services sector have played a pivotal role in the strengthening of our non-oil economy. This buoyant economic performance is not an accident. It is a result of a deliberate and effective mix of fiscal, monetary policies, strategic government investment in infrastructure, and the growing investor confidence within our economy. Looking ahead, real GDP growth projected to reach another 34.3%, driven by increased oil and gas production and an increased activity in all the other sectors. The International Building Expo 2024 presents a unique opportunity for Guyana's private sector to engage with global partners, explore cutting-edge technologies, and harness the potential of our rapidly expanding construction and real estate and the agriculture sector within our economy. This expo is more than just an exhibition. It is a gateway to collaboration, innovation, and growth. The event provides an ideal platform for businesses to showcase their products and services, forge strategic alliances, and contribute to the growing transformation of Guyana's infrastructure landscape. I would like to take this moment to commend the Ministry of Housing and Water and Central Housing and Planning Authority, and by extension, the Government of Guyana, for the tireless effort in driving the development in our nation's housing sector. The distribution of over 30,000 house lots to date is just a remarkable achievement within a short span of time. Thanks once again to the visionary leadership of His Excellency and the team of cabinet members who worked day and night to make our life in this country a better one. In closing, I would like to reiterate the significance of this expo as a catalyst to progress. The future of Guyana is bright, and together we have the opportunity to shape it together. I encourage all participants to take full advantage of the opportunities presented here to network, to innovate, and to collaborate. Let us continue to build on the solid foundations laid by our government and private sector and drive this country forward into a new era of prosperity and development where all Guyana can live a better life and where we can all have an environment where we call one Guyana. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Singh. We love to see this public-private partnership that truly does help our nation and all of Guyana to benefit. All right? Who wants to return to the celebrations? Let's get back to it with our spoken word artists. Please put your hands together for Miss Daniela Arajo.
Work with a planned outcome for the successful implementation of what you're about to do or what you're doing. The rest will take care of itself. And that is what commitment is about. That is what dedication is about. And it starts with leadership. There is no doubt in my mind that all of us in this country will be prosperous, prosperous, prosperous.
Before now, before time, before place, before sustainable communities, before our leaders separated the wetlands from the trees, before massive transformation, all there was a dream. And from this vacant, all there was to do was build. And so they did. And the people waited. We waited and waited to see how things would unfold. We listened to the stories told, and we watched as progress began to flow, mirroring the raging torrent of our rivers. From empty lands, swamps, forests, and highlands to growth and opportunities available to every man. An aspiration ignited by inspiration and propelled by unparalleled dedication. They embarked on this obscure mission with nothing but a vision to design and deliver the blueprints of this massive transformation, where modern construction, innovative buildings, and sustainable housing are no longer the future, but the present, where new highways, Silica City, and urbanized communities are no longer the soon come, but the now. A dream achieved collectively by a community of devoted leaders, from motivation and progress to moving forward and success. Our nation has gained its wings, soaring high, soaring high, soaring high. But guess what? Before now, before place, before time, before sustainable communities, before our leaders separated the wetlands from the trees, before this massive transformation, all there was a single dream. But now this is reality. Not something walked into, but something created. This is something shaped by inspiration and pursued with dedication, a future envisioned and crafted by the hands of a diligent leader with his community as his pillar and his people as his catalyst. Together, we continue to carry this nation forth, step by step, community by community, heart by heart, we continue to build. Heart by heart, we continue to build.
Put your hands together. How beautiful. Daniela Arajo, everyone, with that beautiful spoken word piece. And now we get ready for a song by Kevin Singh, My Baby Guyana.
Oh, my baby Guyana, I love you for life. Oh, my baby Guyana, I love you for life. I won't ever leave and go, baby. I just want you to know, darling, that I'll always be here for you. And my love is always true. It don't matter where I go, I will always come back home to you. Oh, my baby Guyana, I love you for life. I won't ever leave and go, baby. I just want you to know, darling, that I'll always be here for you. And my love is always true. It don't matter where I go, I will always come back home to you. Oh, my baby Guyana, I love you for life. This a girl I call my own. She was always there. We've been together so long and I ain't going anywhere. I swear she's so beautiful. You can see it everywhere. She's the one I want for life, my Guyana. That's right, that's why I'm saying from my heart how I feel. Saying from my heart how I feel. Oh, my baby Guyana, I love you for life. I won't ever leave and go, baby. I just want you to know, darling, that I'll always be here for you. And my love is always true. It don't matter where I go, I will always come back home to you. Oh, my baby Guyana, I love you for life. I've been all around the world, nothing else compares. This land was blessed, so yes, I always coming back right here. I'm so proud to be a part of my country's legacy. She's transforming so pretty for the whole wide world to see. Saying from my heart how I feel. Saying from my heart how I feel. Oh, my baby Guyana, I love you for life. I won't ever leave and go, baby. I just want you to know, darling, that I'll always be here for you. And my love is always true. It don't matter where I go, I will always come back home to you. Oh, my baby Guyana, I love you for life. Oh, my baby Guyana, I love you for life. Oh, my baby Guyana, I love you for life.
I know you guys could do better than that. Our very own children of Guyana's soil, Daniela Aracho and Kevin Singh. At this time, I want to welcome to the stage a very short but fiery individual. I feel that since the Building Expo was announced or a date was decided on, she has been here, she has been ensuring that the spectacle that you will witness once you officially open the Building Expo is a treat and a pleasure. Invite me with a warm welcome to the stage, the Honorable Susan Rodriguez, Minister within the Ministry of Housing and Water.
You know, only today, someone was saying that short people are the only people you can diss and there are no repercussions for it. It's so unfair. Your Excellency, President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, First Lady, Mrs. Arya Ali, First Son, Master Zaid, my colleague, Minister Kroll, fellow cabinet ministers, Speaker of the National Assembly, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Housing and Water and other permanent secretaries, CEO of CHPA and board members of CHPA, Chairman of the Private Sector Commission, Mr. Komal Singh, heads of agencies, our men and women in uniform, special invitees, sponsors, exhibitors, employees of the ministry and CHPA, GWI, media, distinguished guests. We have a lot of people here. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to International Building Expo 2024, our third in the past 4 years. I'm thrilled to have experienced the remarkable interest and excitement generated by this expo, the only one of its kind in the Caribbean. International Building Expo has become a household product in Guyana because there is something for everyone. And this year we have raised the bar yet again. Under the theme, Building on the Foundation of Sustainability and Unity, you will witness a remarkable gathering of professionals, experts, enthusiasts, and stakeholders all united by a shared vision of sustainability and innovation in the construction industry. With local and foreign exhibitors, including those from the United States, Canada, India, Indonesia, Italy, Zambia, and the Caribbean. Over the next few days, the country will witness innovation at its best. In keeping with our theme, this expo is designed to ensure a smooth flow, highlighting sustainable, environmentally friendly concepts, all aimed to improve the experience of our visitors and exhibitors. We aimed to offer a wide range of exhibitors that highlight the most recent developments in affordable, low-carbon building techniques and solutions to help with any construction project. International Building Expo has earned a reputation as the premier platform for entrepreneurs to launch a new business, expand and showcase existing businesses, and offers unmatched opportunities to network among industry professionals. More importantly, while many associate this event with large local and foreign corporations, International Building Expo is overwhelmingly supported by small and medium-scale businesses, including many startups. We are confident that Building Expo 2024 will provide an invaluable platform for knowledge exchange, networking, and collaboration. It is an opportunity for us to learn from each other, inspire new ideas, and forge partnerships that will drive industries forward. Silica City will once again take center stage as Guyana's premier sustainable low-carbon climate-resilient city. With its potential to become the nation's most desired location for contemporary urban lifestyle, Silica City will be a demonstration of President Mohamed Irfan Ali's vision of a development approach towards a sustainable and resilient future. As is customary, thousands of Guyanese will leave this event as proud landowners, joining the already 34,000 recipients of house lots and homes in the past 4 years. Guyana has begun to experience phenomenal change as we build the infrastructure for a sustainable future. But just as important, we are a government that remains people-focused, and therefore, our investment in the housing sector is geared towards empowering Guyanese with home ownership and preparing them to participate and prosper in the bright future we are creating for every Guyanese family. We just celebrated our 4-year anniversary in office, and I can speak for days about all the progress and growth in every sector of our economy. But do you know what is one of the most important achievements of our government? We have brought back hope in this country. President Ali and his government have given people the confidence to dream again, to have big ideas, and to know that our government has their back. We are builders, and we are building a Guyana that is so rich with opportunity that every little Guyanese boy or girl on the coast or in the hinterland, from a rich family or a poor family, no matter the color of your skin or the texture of your hair, can dream their biggest dream and know it can become a reality. That is the Guyana we are building, a sustainable and prosperous Guyana. And you can trust us to get it done because we have proven our commitment to this mission, a mission to unite our country and ensure prosperity comes to every single home. On behalf of the team at the Ministry of Housing and Water and CHPA, I wish to thank a few people. First, I'd like to thank our exhibitors, sponsors, private sector, and visitors for your continued dedication and support to our Expo over the years. Your participation again this year was crucial in making this event a success and in advancing our collective goal of sustainable development. Special thanks to the coordinators, organizers, performers, all the men and women who were on the ground for weeks, building and preparing everything you see here today. I must also acknowledge the incredible work of the Registrar of Deeds, the Registrar of Lands, and their entire staff. We apologize for the over 2,000 titles that we delivered for processing. You worked very diligently to get them ready in a short time. We couldn't have done it without your help, and so we thank you. I also wish to thank the incredible staff of the Ministry of Housing and CHPA. You guys are the real deal. As a ministry, we get a lot of criticism sometimes because we're visible, we're active, we're always doing something. Philosopher Aristotle said, to avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, be nothing. But we are not the do nothing type. We believe in results. You leave your families to work at nights, on weekends, and on holidays. Your families are sacrificing along with you, and we want to thank them too. I also want to thank my family for their support, patience, and encouragement, and for understanding that there is a higher purpose in public service. And when we reflect on the thousands of Guyanese we have empowered, we must feel proud that the sacrifices we made were worth it. The lives of those people are forever changed. Their futures and that of their children will only get brighter. They will never be the same. President Ali, thank you for the vision, the inspiration, the guidance, the push, and the resources you have provided to guarantee our success. To everyone else, I thank you for your presence and support. I wish you all a successful Expo. God bless you and thank you.
Please put your hands together for the Honorable Minister. Thank you so much, Minister. And might I personally thank both of our ministers here this evening of the Housing Ministry for being so accessible. I was standing on the sidelines and watching people come up to both of them and speak to them. And I think that that's one of the great things about the Expo as well, that you can come here and be able to ask your questions. Don't just call in on the Boom FM on what frets me. Shameless plug, right? Make sure that you come and speak to the wonderful people that are here from the Central Housing and Planning Authority. Well, you know, as Guyanese, we do have a flair for the dramatic. So right now, let's get ready for a dramatic presentation by Signature Productions. Get ready.
Me come. We want better, we gotta protest. On things you gotta protest. We want better housing plan, we all want land. We want better housing plan, we all want land. Come on, protest. We want better housing plan, we all want land. We want better housing plan, you gotta protest and speak up.
We all want land.
Hello, what going on? What y'all doing? Y'all didn't want house and land. Y'all want warming out because y'all give it energy. You gotta get energy. You gotta get zest if you're protesting. All right? You have to protest. Y'all is complaining. Y'all ain't getting nothing. Right now is the time to speak up. Okay? Y'all is the one who's quick for complaining and talk. Now I'm standing up for the rights. Right? You gotta talk from the diaphragm. Right? You gotta bring it out so your voice can be heard. Bring it out. Okay? Come on. Speak up. Speak up. We want better housing plan. We all want land. Come on. Speak up. Speak up.
We all want land. We want better housing plan. We all want.
Stop. You want more than land, we doing that. Don't do that. You want something else. All right, come on. You gotta speak up if your voice is gonna be heard. You gotta speak up for your rights. We want better housing plan. We all want land. We want better housing plan. We all want land. We want better housing plan.
Beyonce, what you doing out here with all these people?
Noreen.
Yes, that's my name, Noreen Angela Melville of Noreen Angela Melville Paho Franchise Incorporated.
All right, incorporate yourself out to this protest right now because we got serious business. Go along about your business. Right now we
protest?
Yes, we want better housing plan. We want more land. We all want land too.
Wait, you guys are protesting for land?
Of course, we gotta get land. We want development. Come on, speak up.
Listen, guys, I think you guys are making a big mistake and you're following the likes of Beyonce. Like, seriously, look at him. Why would you follow him into a protest?
Because I'm a leader. That's why they follow me, because I'm a leader. Okay?
Listen, guys, if I don't know that you guys don't know that the Ministry of Housing is transforming lives through sustainable and cohesive housing schemes. They're doing that since 2020. They've already allocated 33,000 house lots. Yes. And that's a part of their goal to deliver 50,000 before 2025. And I must add, those were to low income, moderate, and middle income Guyanese.
Lady, hold up. And what you talk about? Look how long me apply for one piece of land, and after now, me can't get one. You know what you talk about? Them say me gotta wait on allocation. Me must wait long.
Yes, tell them. You see that you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. Come and go.
So, hold on. Stick a pin, Beyonce, stick a pin. You guys don't know about high?
Of course we know it's high. We're not dunce. All right? High and buy, beat out. We got things to do. Protest.
Beyonce, not that high. It's HAI. I know you're not very good at spelling, but it's HAI. It's an acronym. It stands for Housing Application Inquiry.
What's that now?
Well, it's a new electronic system where if your application was dated 2019 or prior, you can go on the website and you update your application, and then based on availability, the ministry will then allocate land. Did you update your application, Beyonce?
Oh, the high you're talking about.
Yes, Beyonce.
Okay.
Hi.
So, Miss Know It All, right?
Yes.
Me want information about the turnkey house lot. You got any information for give me?
Oh, I just collected this pamphlet while I was coming through there. You can read up on it right there, darling. Beyonce, you have these people out here just...
Miss, look, I want to know something.
Yes.
I got a house lot long now, right? And I can't start bill yet, right? What I could do?
Whoa, yeah. Come. Focus. What you need to do, you disrespectful. You say I'm the leader of this protest, and you want to ask this cheating? Matter of fact, you're fired from this protest. I would ensure you never protest your life again. Fired. Never, you're back.
Beyonce, just shut up. Listen, darling, they have to come to me because I'm the one with the information, Beyonce. You have nothing to offer them. Listen, darling, if you already own your land, the ministry has initiatives such as the steel and cement housing subsidy program. That's where you can get a subsidy to get material to build your home. And those are available for privately owned land as well as government allocated land.
For real?
Hey, lady.
Beyonce, for real.
I know that. I didn't know that too. I didn't know that.
You don't know nothing, Beyonce. Don't lie.
Lady, since you know all this information,
yes,
right? My problem is I don't want to land on the East Coast. I want to land on the East Bank where it's much better.
You mean to tell me y'all are out here protesting and don't know nothing about what the ministry is doing?
Yeah, they know things.
It's a set of uneducated protesters.
Look, you give me a chance. You come here and interrupt my protest. I was going to tell them things.
Listen, love, let me educate you, right? Beyonce don't know nothing. I keep saying that. People don't listen to me all the time on those people that don't listen to me when I say this guy don't know nothing. Y'all must listen to Noreen. Ta-da-da-da-da! Noreen to the rescue! Yes. So on the East Coast, the schemes that they're creating, those schemes will see better or even similar development to the ones on the East Bank. They'll have bridges, culverts, utilities, roads, and stuff like that. And all those will be connected to major highways, schools, health facilities, and so on. Commercial blocks and all. Yes.
Hey, hello. Y'all don't listen to this woman. This woman she's not real. She's an AI robot. The ministry program, she's a robot.
You said you mean I'm an AI robot? Beyonce, you don't even know what AI stand for. Where AI stand for?
AI stands for mind your own business.
Listen, guys, if you don't believe me, I'll take you to my community. Me and my community have already benefited from a lot of the initiatives that the ministry has. Let me show you guys. Come, let's go.
Listen, y'all don't follow she. I am a leader. You got right. Listen, if y'all want things, you follow me. I know what I'm doing. I got vision. We want better housing. Hey, come back. Hey, Corrine.
All right, let's give it up for Signal Productions there. They will be back a little later for the continuation of that dramatic piece. So stick around for the continuation. Of course, we want to continue to remind all of you here, and even those joining us via social media, television, and radio, that you can come on down to the Building Expo. And of course, this goes until Sunday, and we have no disruption of traffic, so it's a free flow. The roads are open, so come on down. At this time, I want to welcome to the stage, and I want you to join me in welcoming the Honorable Colin Crowell, Minister of Housing and Water, as he delivers remarks.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, First Lady, Her Excellency Arya Ali, Prime Minister, retired Brigadier Mark Phillips, colleague ministers of the government, and I recognize a minister within the Ministry of Housing and Water, members of the diplomatic community, the Board of Directors for Central Housing and Planning Authority, the CEO and members of the staff of the Central Housing and Planning Authority, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Chairman of the Private Sector Commission, Mr. Komal Singh, and members of the private sector. Seated in the front row too, I want to recognize the Speaker of the National Assembly, Manzoor Nadir, local international partners, exhibitors, investors, stakeholders, distinguished guests, members of the media. I take pleasure to welcome you to our International Building Expo 2024. This four-day exposition is an excellent example of how government and the private sector can successfully collaborate for the benefit of all the people of our country. International Building Expo 2024 showcases one of Guyana's most critical economic drivers and brings together policymakers, contractors, investors, banks, insurance companies, and prospective and existing homeowners in one space where they can have unfettered interaction, forge partnerships, and collectively shape and reimagine the future of housing in Guyana. International Building Expo 2024 also spotlights emerging trends and technologies, services and products within the ministry and the industry. This year, for example, you will see 5 of our model homes that the ministry will be offering. 2 of those are prefab houses. You can also meet with architects and interior decorators, and there's a suite of heavy-duty machinery in the equipment zone that I am sure the contractors and construction companies will find interesting to explore. The advancements that you see at this exhibition mirrors in some ways the advancements made by the ministry through the Central Housing and Planning Authority over the past 4 years. And I am pleased also that the long-awaited electronic planning and development single window system has been launched. And to ensure a smooth flow, stakeholders have been trained, including the local authorities. This intervention is designed primarily to reduce waiting times and the volume of paper submissions. Applicants can use the portal to submit and track their progress of their application. Once an application is submitted, applicants will receive status updates by email. Responses are expected to be within 30 to 45 days instead of the 90+ days. This new system will also increase efficiency and transparency. I'm also pleased to report that by the end of this year, 2024, more than 40,000 house lots will be allocated. In fact, we will be allocating over 2,000 lots over the next 2 days and issuing 1,730 certificates of titles, signaling the finalization of ownership in new areas such as La Reconnaissance, Cummings Lodge, Great Diamond, Golden Grove, Industry, Nonpareil, Enterprise. A hallmark of all PPPC governments have been an emphasis on land ownership. We have achieved over 34,000 house lots in 4 years, as in comparison to 2015 to 2020, which was a mere 7,534. The target of allocating 50,000 house lots over 5 years did not include in our manifesto commitment the complete houses, but where there's a will, there's a way. And so far, we have allocated in excess of 1,700 houses, of which over 1,500 are in various stages of completion. I've been assured by my team, before the year is finished, we will be building another 600 of these houses. The demand for affordable housing continues to grow. We cannot develop housing areas fast enough. To cope, we have identified new areas for this year, for example, in Region 1, Mabaruma, Region 3, Wales, in Region 4, LBI, Felicity, Chatumargo, Hararuni on the Linden Suzdike Highway, Nonpareil, Enterprise, and Silica City, Region 5, Waterloo, Region 6, Molson Creek and Palmyra, Bartica, Region 7, Madi in Region 8, and Plantations, Hope, and York in Region 10 will see commencement of actual building. Of course, Silica City, as you know, is the brainchild of His Excellency President Ali, and shortly he will unveil the master plan for this area. For those who have recalled, a preview of this idea, of our President idea, was done right here at the previous Building Expo. Mr. President, friends, the strides we have made in the housing sector over the past 4 years could not be accomplished alone. I'm also, in addition to the support of our President and the government, I'm also pleased to report of the support that has been provided by the banks and the insurance companies who have all collaborated with us. The lowering of interest rates, the faster approval times for loans have helped tremendously. Affordable housing, as we know, is critical necessity for the people of Guyana, and easier access to financing has made the dream of owning a home a reality for thousands of Guyanese. This year's Expo, showcasing over 450 exhibitors, including over 30 from various countries across the world. With their participation, we are sure to be exposed to new products and methods of construction. With changing times, the new demand for housing includes the use of sustainable building materials, energy-efficient appliances and utilities, and designs that take into consideration the differently abled, and of course, the lower income earners. On the other end of the spectrum, there are newer models such as condominiums. These demands have led to changes in policies and even legislation, such as the amended Condominium Act, that now properly defines how developers and buyers can navigate the process and gives greater comfort to buyers. The construction industry is robust and dynamic, and it is fully supported financially and by policy. Contractors, investors, and exhibitors can all be assured of the support of the Ministry of Housing and the Water, and by and large, the government of Guyana. But more importantly, Guyanese from all walks of life can rely on the promise of our government to provide housing and at an affordable rate, and to ensure that all categories of our people are addressed. I therefore want to encourage you to take full advantage of the information and knowledge that you can access over these 4 days. I wish to thank the sponsors for your continued support for this event, and the hard-working staff of the Ministry and Central Housing and Planning Authority, and for all that you have done to ensure that our guests and exhibitors will have a memorable experience. I'm excited, therefore, and look forward to the engagement and interactions with all of you and the exhibitors. Best wishes for a successful International Building Expo 2024. Let's continue to build on a foundation of sustainability and unity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Great things said there, sir. And we want to congratulate those 2,000 people that will be receiving their house lots. Come on, put your hands together for them. Congratulations to you. As a newly minted homeowner myself, I know that it is something of great pride to own a piece of this dear land. So we're so happy for you. And we're moving on in our program this evening. We do have a continuation of that dramatic presentation. I'm pretty sure you want to know where Noreen taking these people, right? So thank you so much to Signature Productions. They're going to come through as well. We're going to have after them a cultural fusion presentation. And we really want to thank the Juro Dance Company, Burby's Delight Dance Troupe, of course, Double Trouble Tassa Group, and 592 Drums for Life. Let's get ready for that dramatic presentation, then our cultural presentation.
Look, guys, this community is where I live. That's my house right over there. I used to be a renter and now I'm a landowner. I'm a homeowner, and it's really impacted my family life. Beyonce, what is the matter? Why you follow us here?
Listen, this is where you live, eh?
Yes, Beyonce, I moved out.
Since when all of this happening? This is
big things are happening here. See, look, Marcus is coming there. Marcus, come tell the people how housing helped us, darling. Come tell them.
This woman, you like to talk, Nori?
Oh, I like to talk.
Yeah, she like to talk. I tell you people, see, your husband tells she like to talk. She know nothing but nothing.
Yes. You see, I benefited from the many job opportunity created because of the many works to be done. It's like non-stop employment for electrician, carpenters, mason, laborers, and all other profession in between. Yeah. This is my son, Matthew, right?
Yes, our son.
Yeah, our son. Yeah, he just turned 21. Tell him what you're doing right now.
Hi, everyone. My dad likes to talk.
I like talk.
Since I turned 21, I applied for my own house lot because I now reached the eligible age. And the ministry already allocated land up to 2019. So I know soon I'll get through. When I get through...
All right, hello. Y'all move on the way, man. We prepare to construct an interconnector road right down here. Y'all move on.
What's going on? Listen,
your left from there.
Hey, don't touch me with that thing. Listen, y'all stop. Y'all stick up in. Y'all interrupting me in the protest. I get on a serious mission, you know. We want better plows to plant. We want more land. We want things. Look at us. What you doing here now, Sugar Daddy? Huh? And what road you building now for what now?
Listen, you see all the new roads and highways done by the housing ministry. You understand? They will do better for Guyana. For example, we have the Mandela to Eccles 4-lane highway. We have the Eccles to Great Diamond 4-lane highway. And this will help to reduce traffic. And all of this is done through the new technology construction. And listen, the ministry and by extension, the government would have done a lot so far, right? And these housing schemes would have unity and diversity, which is good for Guyana. And thanks to His Excellency for his leadership and vision, President Irfan Ali.
Beyonce, you see what he said there about the 4-lane highways? It's true, Beyonce. It's true. I could attest to it. It really eases traffic, Beyonce. You see, when I drive my Beamer, it goes swoosh, swoosh.
Noreen.
Swoosh.
Noreen.
Swoosh.
Noreen.
Yeah, Beyonce.
You must go swoosh to traffic. Because everybody know you go swoosh because you don't have a BMW or Mercedes. You have a bicycle, your husband is dropping on to stop your liar things.
Beyonce, that's not true. Beyonce, that's not true. Don't lie. The president is out there. He's hearing you. I have a Beamer. I go swoosh.
You have a BMX, not a BMR.
Guys, remember he was leading y'all astray and he got y'all in the hot sun protesting for no reason. Yes.
Listen, you don't worry. I am a leader. No, listen, I can tell you all this.
Yes, yes. Better housing plan, Beyonce, remember?
Let's make some more noise for that cultural fusion presentation. So our next speaker, I believe, needs no introduction. However, permit me just to say a few words about how extraordinary he is, how proactive he is in delivering on the promises. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we welcome to the stage His Excellency, Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, as he delivers the keynote address here this evening.
Thank you very much. Please have a seat. Please. Our dear Prime Minister, the Speaker of the National Assembly, members of Cabinet, members of the diplomatic community, members of the private sector, members of the media, and most importantly, members of the Guyanese family. Good evening and welcome to Building Expo 2024. Allow me at this point to congratulate the two ministers in the Ministry of Housing and Water, the team at the Ministry of Housing and the Central Housing and Planning Authority, the private sector, exhibitors, and all stakeholders for a tremendous work in putting together Building Expo 2024. We know that this is not an easy task. This is enormous work. I myself can tell you from past experience that I would have had of the tremendous effort that goes into planning this event. So I want to congratulate the ministers and their team at the Ministry of Housing and the Central Housing and Planning Authority. I also want to welcome our international exhibitors and to say to them that we are indeed pleased that they are participating in this signature event of our country. It is important and sometimes necessary for us to reflect on some things in life. And today, I want to start by reflecting on the last 4 years. Many persons would say, and as we heard earlier, of what we have achieved in 4 years. We have achieved this because of the hard work of a lot of Guyanese, those in the public sector, private sector, and a lot of collaboration with our international partners, many of whom are represented here by diplomatic offices, ambassadors, and high commissioners. This is truly a remarkable partnership. But I think to understand the depth of this partnership and to understand the depth of the achievements we have made, we have to put things into context. When you say 4 years, we did not have 4 years in totality before us. As you're aware, in the last 4 years, we lost almost 1 year completely with COVID. 1 year completely with COVID. We lost more than 6 months from 2 floods. We lost time also with extensive and long drought season we had. We lost time as a result of what was taking place in the international supply chain. For a matter of fact, some countries would have lost almost 2 years in delays in terms of the supply and logistics chain. We operate in a global environment. Whilst we lost all of this, We also had to manage within an international environment of rising inflation, rising costs of goods and services, rising costs of transportation, growing costs, energy costs, and deeper challenges with transport and logistics as the world grappled from one crisis to the other, from the COVID-19 pandemic to the war in Ukraine, to the war in the Middle East, to the drying up of the Panama Canal. All of these challenges we worked and engaged in. So in effect, what we had really was 2 years of solid work before us. And all of these achievements you see today, it is just above 2 years of hard work with the time we had lost as a result of things we had no control of. And that tells you about the scale and magnitude of the effort. That tells you about the level of commitment to the effort. And whilst we did all of this, we kept inflation in lower single digit. We kept our cost of living perhaps the best in the region because of specific policy measures we introduced to cushion our population from the rising international costs. There is no policy framing matrix that I think would have had a more holistic approach to national development and to withstanding global shock than the one we put together. Only last night, I was talking to Dr. Ashley Singh, the Minister of Finance, and we were going through some of the policies and programs, and we were thinking about things that we can do better, policies that we can look at in sharpening, and looking at some of the challenges that are still before us now, and challenges that we'll confront in the immediate and medium term. Because we are already thinking about how we will mitigate some of these challenges in the medium term, and how we're going to deliver the most modern, transformative Guyana to the Guyanese people by 2030. Because the path to that development, the path to transformation, the dream that we were dreaming of is now well on the way, and we are on that path of building one of the strongest, most sustainable, resilient economy in the world. More importantly, we are on the path of building one of the most transformed and modern country. But in developing this path, I remember it was in 2009 that we started to dream of Silica City. We started to put plans together. We started to think about how we're going to make it happen. We had many planners who worked with us then. Some of them are still in the system. And we worked on putting together the masterpiece of what Silica City will be. That dream was continuously worked on. Even when we were in opposition, we sat with that dream and we continue to add to the dream, because we know that the will of the people would allow us one day to complete that dream. And today, we are well on the journey of delivering the dream of Silica City, making Silica City a reality, and it's going to be a most desirable city that one may want to live in. I want to say that over the last year, we have sharpened the edges in the planning framework of Silica City. And I want to acknowledge the support of the School of Architecture of University of Miami. The University of Miami became our partners as we work on completing the comprehensive outlay of what Silica City will be. Today, I have the pleasure to inform you that we have now completed the entire planning model of Silica City, and you will see during the course of this expo, and what you are seeing here will be what you will get in Silica City. A city that is sustainable, resilient, a city that is naturally beautiful, a city that is modern and innovative, a city that is in advance of its time, a city that will be built for 100 years ahead of what time will be, a city that will bring tremendous interest and position Guyana as one of the most sustainable story in urban development. This city And we have a favorite song, and the city is built on. This city is built on love. It is built on nature. It is built on our culture. It is built on our tradition. And it is built on innovation and sustainable development. And what you will see in this city is not only a place to live, but a place in which you will live healthy, a place that is safe, and a place in which the future generation of Guyana would be proud of. That is a resilient city that we are building. I'll speak a bit about that a bit later. But today, as we celebrate the work we have done in just over 2 years, given the time we would have lost, but that time was not just lost. We spent that time on ensuring we developed the concepts, we went out to tender, we built the programs, we built the project, we did the technical work, we did the feasibility studies, we did all the designs, so that from the time we had the full opportunity to unleash the development, we were on it from day one. My friends, it is not only the building of houses and expansion of housing communities. It is the building of more than 150 schools, some of which would have already been completed. Some are under construction. And this year, every single school in our education system will see some form of rehabilitation, maintenance, or improvement. Every single school. It is not only the building of schools, but it is the more than 180 wells we have completed, water wells, new water wells that we have completed or are under construction. It is the more than 35 health centers, new health facilities that we have completed or under construction, and also our commitment of improving and maintaining every single health facility under the Ministry of Health this year. All of those facilities we have budgeted resources for. I'm not going to tell you about the tens of thousands of new kilometers of roads, the tens of thousands of new kilometers of drainage and irrigation that we have completed so that we can open up new opportunities, create new growth pole, and advance the development of our country. These are things that we should all be proud of. But the journey is not without challenges. There are challenges, but in every challenge we see the opportunity. And in every opportunity, we look forward towards the result. And the result would be that all of us with home aspiration, home ownership aspiration, will see those aspirations realized under the People's Progressive Party civic government. And I don't say this emptily. I say this because I want to trace history and the facts. And you know, as a young technician, we had a young parliamentarian on the benches of the opposition who is now the Speaker of the National Assembly. And I remember my early days, very young days, going to Parliament as a note taker. Dr. Ashley Singh and a few others who were around then as technicians will tell you that we would engage. And I remember engaging with that then opposition member of Parliament and having the opportunity to listen and to talk about the development matrix. Over time, I think the younger people and those who are new to Guyana would not appreciate the monumental changes and the type of policy making matrix and what it has brought for Guyana. And I just want to spend a brief moment tracing the evolution of this sector. Between 1992 and 2015, it is important for us to trace this segment of our history in the housing sector. In 1992, we had one of the highest debt burden per capita in the world. Our debt to GDP ratio was 750%. Now, those who look at Guyana today, the new investors, you would not imagine this. That this country, in less than 35 years ago, had a debt to GDP ratio of 750%. That is what we inherited. A debt to GDP ratio of 750%. In those days, in 1992, the debt per capita was more than 355,000 Guyana dollars. In those days, 35 years ago, the debt for every single Guyanese was 355,000 Guyana dollars. In that year, 94% of the country's revenue was used to service the country's debt, one of the highest in the world. 94% of our revenue had to go to servicing this debt, my dear friends. Imagine coming to government, inheriting this, but still capable of building what we built today. And it's important that we trace this history, because I want you to understand what we achieved even before oil. Because what we achieved was a direct result of a government, a system of government under the People's Progressive Party Civic that prioritized certain key areas, that invested in our people, that understood the policy making matrix, and that developed policies that changed the lives of people, that brought Guyana from this situation to today, where we can celebrate the fastest growing economy in the world. In less than 35 years, imagine moving from a debt to GDP ratio of 750% to a position of being the fastest growing economy in the world. That is no mean task. Poverty was pervasive because of the economic decay. Our social sector was broken, and it was the worst in the Caribbean. Today, we are fighting with traffic to get to the airport. In those days, it would take you hours from Georgetown to the airport because you are fighting with potholes and no roads. In 1992, 43% of the population, 43% of the population lived in absolute poverty, 29% in extreme poverty. And this was according to the Household Income and Expenditure Survey. These surveys reveal that the incidence of extreme poverty was more pronounced in rural interior. 70% in the rural areas, what we call the countryside and the hinterland. The poverty rate in those areas was 70%. Today, look at these areas. Look at Vredenhoek, look at Parika, look at Palmyra, look at Linden, look at the Linden-Soestdijk Highway. You would not believe that in less than 35 years ago, almost 70% of the population lived in extreme poverty. My friends, according to the World Bank, the poverty rate in Guyana, measured as a percentage of people living on less than $5 per day, was 85%. At that time, 85% of the population was living on less than $5 per day. This is important for this new generation of Guyanese who are inheriting a different Guyana, who are inheriting a changed Guyana, who are embracing a bold and transformative future. For us to remain grounded, for us to remain solid to the task of nation building, we have to understand these challenges. It is these challenges that we overcame together that allows us to remain grounded. My friends, upon taking up office, this government, the PPC government, had to grapple with these realities. And the reality of having more than 75% of the population not having access to water, and more than 50% of the population not having access to secondary education and primary education in totality. That was a challenge that we confronted. We confronted a country that was classified as a highly indebted poor country. A highly indebted poor country. By the time we got to 2006, we were one of the fastest growing economy In 2006, we were one of the fastest growing economy in Latin America and the Caribbean. By the time we got to 2009, we were among the fastest growing. Today, after oil, we are now the fastest growing in the world. Like the health and education sector, the housing sector was neglected, contributing to a squatting scourge across the country. According to the United Nations, more than 115,000 persons live in squatter settlements. More than 115,000 persons live in squatter settlements with no access to water, electricity, adequate sanitation, basic infrastructure, roads, drains. That is less than 35 years ago. And that is 1995 assessment. In 1995, that was the assessment. In 1995, in that squatter settlement, it was estimated that we had more than 185 squatter settlements across Guyana. More than 185 squatter settlements across Guyana. By the time we got to 2015, my dear friends, we were able to regularize and give ownership to Guyanese families, give them roads, water, drainage, electricity. Out of that more than 180 squatter settlements, we regularized 153 squatter settlements, and we did that without oil and gas. 153 settlements. We allocated ownership to lands, what we call house lots, from the housing program and the squatter settlements to more than 115,000 households. More than 115,000 households. If you use an average of 4 persons per household, that is more than 460,000 citizens we touched directly through housing alone, through our investment in housing, and that was up to 2015. And most of this was targeted to the poor. When the survey looked at income transfer, and now I want to explain this. Owning a home is not only about getting a house or moving into a house. It is about increasing your net worth, your family net value. And because most of the housing was low income, they had a 75% subsidy. So when you look at the market price, what you are getting was an asset that was almost 100% times what you would have paid for it. So your net value, just by getting this asset, was increased by 100%. My friends, it did not come by accident. During that period, we invested over $30 billion in the housing sector, with the PPP civic government increasing its investment by 3-fold in the housing sector. Listen to this. I'm not talking oil and gas yet. This is pre-oil and gas. We increased our investment in the housing sector 3-fold, from $2 billion in 2004 to $6.75 billion in 2014. This is because our focus was always on empowering people in home ownership. Between 2000 and 2010, almost $23 billion of new wealth, $23 billion of new wealth between 2000 and 2010 was transferred directly to low-income families. $23 billion of new wealth was transferred directly to low-income families. And if you go through those housing schemes, where those low-income homes were in 2010. Today, you can't recognize them because as a result of that wealth transformation and value escalation, they have now all built modern high-income houses. Many of them refinanced their homes and their own businesses. A home in those days that might have been, or a lot, a house lot, that might have been $100,000. Well, $85,000, a low-income lot in Diamond at $85,000. Today, that lot is valued more than $12 million. That is how the value is created. And the value is not created accidentally. It is because of the investment in the roads. It is because of the urbanization. It is the new growth poles that we have created. The banks at Diamond, I was telling Ashley, the 4 banks at Diamond did not come up by accident. That was by carefully articulated policies that allowed 4 commercial banks to establish themselves in Diamond. The new banks in the hinterland, in Parika, in Berbice, trace the evolution of the expansion of the banking sector. And you will see the expansion of the banking sector was directly correlated to the policies of the People's Progressive Party civic government. They're directly correlated to the growth poles and growth opportunities that we created as a result of sound policy making. Not guesswork. Many people just see the roads and drains and the houses. You don't get to see the thousands of hours that are spent in the night designing and planning, framing the policies, because that is hard work that is done behind the scene so that we can get to the point of home ownership. And I salute all our public servants, all those who work tirelessly with us in ensuring that this vision will be met. During that period, we introduced many transformational programs. Many will recall we launched a 1,000 homes project. We launched a turnkey solution. And as we continue to work, we are continuing to improve and create new opportunities towards home ownership. My friends, between the period 2002 to 2012, home ownership by poor households increased from 19%. Home ownership between 2002 to 2012, Mr. Speaker, increased from 19% to 35%. That is poor household. The most empowering thing you can do to a poor family is give them home ownership, because you give them dignity, pride, honor, and you increase their net value. And we doubled it between those years. My friends, as a result of this, the wealth of poor households, as measured by Wealth Index, based on the type of household assets owned, saw a remarkable surge. Because of the improved home ownership and wealth, households considered poor in 2002 were elevated to middle income status. And these are the surveys that were done, independent international surveys, showing how the investment in housing moved those who are considered poor as a result of home ownership to middle income. Therefore, the government housing program could be credited with the wealth creation that occurred during its tenure from 1992 to 2015. And I want to applaud all those who were involved in building this matrix and building this development plan between that period. We were back in office in 2020. The government, as I said, was faced with the COVID-19 pandemic, an economy that would have regressed, global supply chain regression, El Nino weather phenomena, the Russia-Ukraine war, the war in the Middle East, 2 major floods, and escalating global prices. Despite these challenges, and a significant housing deficit, as measured by the difference between the application received and house lot distributed between 2015 and 2020. We took proactive steps to address these issues. And I would ask anybody, I'm not only going to tell you the figure, I'm not even going to tell you the figure. You look what was expended in housing between 2015 and 2020 to give you less than 3,500 new house lots, because more than half of the 7,000 what they inherited. When you look at what was expended, you might very well see that they expended more on giving those house lots than we expended on giving more than 25,000 house lots. Because the focus on spending was wrong. We left the system where less than 15% of the cost center was operational costs. When we came back into office, for a matter of fact, in the PSC, once I had to examine their accounts, and more than 70% of the costs went to operating costs. If you run a private sector business and you grow operating costs from 15% to 70%, it's a failure. Complete failure. Because you're running the business into bankruptcy. Check the resources we left in the housing fund in 2015 and what we inherited when we came back, and where those resources are back today, even with the level of investment that we are making in infrastructure. And it tells you a story. It tells you the difference between sound planning and mediocre planning. My friends, these challenges that we face never distracted us. Not for a moment did we even thought of adjusting our plan of 50,000 house lot. For a matter of fact, I'll be disappointed if we don't exceed it. Because the minister in his 35,000 is not accounting for the residential lots we give out from Lands and Survey. He's not accounting for the residential lots we are creating with additional work we're doing in squatter settlements. For a matter of fact, we left a program to complete the regularization of old housing schemes on track. Today, we're going to solve a 60-year problem by having people who live in Monrepo, a section of Monrepo, for the first time, getting title to their land that they're living on for 60 years. I'm not saying these things to say that everything is perfect. I'm saying these things for you to understand the work and for you to appreciate that, yes, there are challenges, but in the context of those challenges, there are so many successes. I'm not saying these things because I want you to compare political leadership. I'm saying these things because I want us to have an understanding of the facts, the truth, the reality, the story, so that when we do our analysis, when we make our prognosis, we are making it from a position of facts and not a position of bias or a position of propaganda. My friends, today, the dream is even bigger. And with the love and support of the people, we will have this Silica City realized by 2030. Nothing would stop us. We are going to engage, continue to engage with the best planners, young people, experienced people, and the global community is where our learning must come from. We must learn from the mistakes that other cities would have made in the building phase, so that we create a product that reflects the soul of our country. And if you look at the design of Silica City, you will see it is that of a tree with a main stem and branches and leaves that separate the different sectors that will make up the whole of Silica City. It is a city that is in harmony with nature, sustainable, encouraging the use of eco-friendly building materials suitable for the tropical climate. It will be energy efficient. It will use smart technology for wastewater management, energy management, and water conservation. It will be closely knitted families and neighborhoods. We want to encourage the city to be a walking city, where the family is a comprehensive whole and not a subset of. We'll have digitalized transportation, electricity grid, buildings, and multi-special health care. An environment that enhances well-being, productivity, and happiness. One with recreational parks and community centers, mobility and interconnectivity, partnership among stakeholders to create new innovative products, institutions, as well as entrepreneurship, smart governance and citizen engagement, open data and interconnectivity. Silica City must give you years on your life. And we want to use this city as an example of how healthy living can lead to increased life expectancy rate. That is one of the measurement tools we are using to evaluate Silica City and the impact it would have on the population. My friends, our new city will be built not only with climate resilience infrastructure, but smart infrastructure to allow our citizens to receive modern economic and social services in their homes. The new city will create an environment that promotes a sense of place and enhances the inhabitants' well-being, productivity, and happiness. We want this to be a happy city, stress-free. Happiness is the core of what we want to achieve. The city will serve as a fertile ground for cultivating opportunities for the clustering of companies and industries that produces innovative products, thereby paving the way for inclusive urban economy and efficient urban living. The city's development model goes beyond just environmental protection. It harnesses the power of nature to drive sustainable and green economic growth and development. The city will also be self-sufficient in food, because every building that we create in the city will be a food producer also. Those are things that we are taking in the design of the city. Now, away from the city, I want to speak again about some of our investment. The investment in the sector, the housing sector, has resulted so far, since we came back into office, in the regularization of 17 squatter settlements. And one important thing I want to mention to you, during the period 2015 to 2020, we saw a reversal of housing gains, because during that period, we saw once again the rise of squatter settlements and squatter communities across our country. So we had to come back and deal with a situation that would have regressed. Since we were voted back into office in 2020, the People's Progressive Party civic government has allocated more than $240 billion to housing. The investment in the sector has resulted in the regularization of housing settlement and the delivery of over 35,000 house lots and close to 2,000 new homes. It has resulted in the construction of new four-lane highways. And I'll come back a bit to that. In addition, 128,000 citizens would have benefited from improved shelter from our house lot allocation since we assumed office in 2020. Importantly, the total subsidy or wealth transfer to the beneficiary of house lot is approximately $94 billion during this period. As a result of the investment, the subsidy or wealth creation we have transferred to the people who now own those house lots is $94 billion. That is $94 billion of wealth we have created in those households and those families. The government increased the mortgage interest relief from 15 million to 30 million. To date, approximately close to 17,000 homeowners have benefited at a total cost of more than $2.7 billion. More than $2.7 billion that we have put back directly in the pockets of close to 17,000 people. We did not stop there. The government negotiated a reduction in interest rate for mortgage by close to 2.5 percentage points. Look around the world in the last 4 years and see where mortgage rate for housing is going. See where lending for housing is going, and look at what is happening here. It is not increasing. We've reduced the interest rate on mortgage for housing by 2.5%, whilst increasing the ceiling for lending when the ceiling is decreasing globally to $20 million from $12 million at the New Building Society. These initiatives saw housing loans increase, and when you want to see whether a policy is working, look at the results. As a result of this policy, we have seen an increase in housing loan by almost 20% or $56 billion. And these housing loans has the lowest default rate in this hemisphere, the lowest default rate. A conservative estimate, let me also say that we have built close to 3,000 homes at a value exceeding $11 billion. At a conservative estimate, the wealth transferred to the beneficiary of these homes is approximately $2.5 billion. And that is using a conservative 25% of the cost. I'm not even talking about a market price, but let me talk about the market price. Because when you look at the asset that we're giving you, and we have placed this on the market, for a low-income two-bedroom home, it costs you about $5.5 million. The market price, the difference between the market price and what you get it for is almost $5 million and $7 million in some other areas. So right away, in the modern financial world, you can refinance that asset, and get residual money that you can use to buy a taxi, open a small business, and graduate immediately from low income to middle income. That is the policy matrix that we're talking about. When you look at the young professional homes, the flat homes that we are selling for $15 million, the market value, the realizable market value right now is more than $30 million. That is increasing your net value from the time you get the key by 100%. These are the things that sometimes go unnoticed. These are the transformations that take place that sometimes we don't put the right value to. And just like you, I'm also smelling some nice barbecue. But we will stay a bit together before we get to the barbecue. My friends, and this is not only in one region, this is across every single region. Well, Minister Bindi, don't worry. These days, they're doing barbecue, eggplant as they call it, but Belanche will call it, and it tastes very good. So we'll ensure that you get some of that. And I didn't even talk about what Minister Bindi is doing in her ministry. The tens of thousands of elderly folks who now enjoy a higher quality of life, where policies are aimed directly at improving the lives of people. But put on an expo so we can talk a bit about the sector too. But what else were we able to create? What else were we able to create? It is not only the building of these homes that you see. As a result of that initiative, we have more than 350 new small contractors that are building those homes. New small contractors that would have entered the system that are now building those homes and owning their own businesses. Many of them young graduates from the University of Guyana. These are the things that you don't hear about. More than 350 new small contracting businesses created alone as a result of this housing policy and housing drive. And if you multiply that by a minimum of 5, you will understand the implication for labor only in the home construction. That is it, 2,000 homes the minister talked about. My friends, I don't want to keep you much longer. But I want to say that if you look at the construction sector, in 2021 it grew by about 30%. In 2022, close to 27%. And we expect this growth to continue. But what I'm particularly excited about is the private sector credit. Credit to the private sector continues to expand. 10.4% in 2021, 14.6% in 2022, and today, 14.3%. As I said, we have exceeded our expectations. But we are not stopping here. We are launching a new innovative project that is called the Homestead Program on the Linden-Soos-Dyke Highway, where before the end of this year, we want to build one of the fastest community in the history of our country and the history of this hemisphere. We want to deliver 500 homes in 6 months, a remarkable task before us. But it's not just delivering the homes. These homes will be delivered to single mothers who will be the homeowners. But it is an economic model that we're going to test. These homes will be small farmsteads. So for the first time, the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of Housing, Lands and Survey, the Office of the Prime Minister will be working, and the Ministry of Human Services will be working together to deliver this project. What the project will do is that it will include a shade house at the back of the home. I will include permanent crop and solar energy. So it'll reduce your cost of energy. We give you an opportunity to earn by including an economic activity in the plot of land that will repay your loan, and we give you a chance to graduate out of poverty into a middle-income family. And who are we giving that chance to? The most vulnerable in our society, single mothers. We're going to empower them to be the best they can be. And that program, the planning for that program would have already started. And within 2 weeks, we should have the design layout and works will commence to deliver the 500 homesteads to our single mothers. My friends, there's an exciting journey ahead of us. We have started this journey that was a dream. It was our dream to have a new highway to Timeri. Today, that new highway is under construction. It was our dream to rehabilitate our airport. Today, we're dreaming, not dream. We're on the verge of building, not maintaining, building a new modern Terminal 2 that will be unleashed very shortly. We had a dream of driving on a beautiful highway from Timeri all the way to Brazil. No longer dream. We're soon going to sign a contract for the new Linden-Soos-Dyke Highway. We started a new highway from Linden to Mabura Hill. We started the Wisma Bridge, and we are working on an advancing work. So we'll continue the highway all the way to Lethem, and we have almost completed the building of all the bridges on the Linden-Lethem Highway. No longer dream. We once dreamed of opening up tens of thousands of acres of new land and building a road that will connect Region 4, Region 3, and go all the way to Region 7 so we can just cross by a ferry. No longer a dream. The planning is in place and work would have started. The Sand Hill Highway was a dream. No longer a dream. Work would have already started. The new Damara River Bridge was a dream. The pillars are pointing above the dream, and the soul of our transformation is being revealed every day. What was once a dream is unfolding before us as reality. And as this new reality challenges us, we are now dreaming of the new Guyana. Not the new Guyana that will be in a dream, but a new Guyana that has placed itself in a vision, nurtured in great ideas, and now unfolding to us what our 2030 will be like. And I pray and hope that as many of us, if not all of us, are gifted with life, are gifted with a strength, so that our eyes can see at what come before it, so that our minds can feel at what we once thought of, so that our heart can warm itself with the beauty and pride of the Guyana that we are building, so that the unity we so yearn for, so the unity that we work hard for, so the one Guyana that we are investing in, so the one Guyana in which our blood, tears, and sweat is going in to build will be realized just before our eyes, so that Silica City, the embodiment of our culture and our soul and our spirit, will unfold itself before us. These are no longer dreams. These are the realities that are before us. I live in a Guyana that is uncompromising. I live in a Guyana in which I see before it the beauty of modernization, the beauty of transformation. A Guyana that will be the best in ecotourism. A Guyana that will have world-class infrastructure. A Guyana in which will enjoy the best healthcare, the best education. But even in the best Guyana, you will have doomsayers. Even in the best Guyana, you will have negative minds, but be assured, with positive thinking and positive minds, the Guyana we long for will be the Guyana we all inherit. I thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. A very passionate speech indeed. Come on, put your hands together once again, please. Thank you. We all hope to see these dreams realized before us.
And they are being realized.
Absolutely, they are.
Such a timely message by His Excellency, continuing to push us forward as a country, as a people. We thank you for your commitment, Your Excellency.
And the organizers, of course, would like us to invite the president and the ministers in just a bit to head to the ribbon cutting.
And of course, we invite our audience to view the video of Silica City, the vision that President Ali was talking about. That will be followed by a reception for our invitees. So please stay seated as we view that video.
Thank you.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I... This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races.
Oh yes, a lot of you gon' vex, but I tell you, sometimes you just got to listen. There's a child in every home and every community. They will grow up to be symbols of unity. They'll be colorblind to race and ethnicity. That's the vision of a leader like President Irfan Ali. I'm talking about the one Guyana where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana to grow up in a land united and free with equality and blessed with prosperity. For too long we've been fighting one another. It's race against race, but in the end the country suffer. Oh, we were born here, not in India nor Africa. But if we can't get along, the foreigners gon' eat we suffer. We must put an end to racism. Let it end now with this generation. Together we'll develop this nation. Make Guyana the gem of the Caribbean. Don't listen to them wicked politicians who will divide us to win an election. Believe it or not, Guyanese no smarter than that. Yeah, I told you, it's your boy Padmore. Unity is the key. We are all one and we should be treated as one. Our ancestors were slaves and laborers, but the life they endured made it better for us. We honor their sacrifice and the freedom they bought for we. But some descendants of slaves use that to fuel the rich. It doesn't matter what's your skin color, when we bleed blood it's red the same. Let's respect and love one another. When a brother cry we must feel the pain. We're Portuguese, African and Indian. We're Chinese mixed up, we're Amerindians. We're all Guyanese. Let's end this segregation. I'm appealing to Guyanese in the diaspora. We welcome you home. We've got a lot to offer. It's not the same place that you run away from. Come see the paradise Guyana has now become. I'm talking about the one Guyana, where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana, to grow up in a land united and free, with equality and blessed with prosperity. It's a message I just want you to understand. Stop and think for a minute. Really think for a minute. If we can't fix the present, then we should work on the future.
your camera.